Hello, everybody, and welcome back. This is part two of what we were talking about, that decision-making process and that rhythm that seems to keep going on in our lives about we get in trouble, we get the help that we need to get out of the trouble, and we go back to doing the same thing again. So, if you remember in the last segment, I told you the number one thing that you need to do is to be honest with yourself about yourself. That is the key to unlocking the remedy for what ails you. So, what does that mean? What exactly does that mean, be honest with yourself about yourself? See, oftentimes we hear all of these cliches and we hear all of these terms, and that's just what they are to us, terms and cliches. They have no power. But words are very powerful if you allow them to do what they're supposed to do in your life. Being honest with yourself about yourself means just that. See, you know the truth about how you really feel about using and abusing drugs. You know how you feel. Way back in the day when I used to use drugs, one of the things that I used to say all the time, man, I love cocaine. Man, I love it. I used to say that all the time. I came up in that era, man, with Superfly and Shaft and all of that, where it was cool. It was socially cool, you know what I mean, to use cocaine and illicit drugs and whatnot. And I used to say that all the time. So then when I stopped, I found myself starting to say, you know, just say no. Just say no to drugs. You know, I hate drugs. You know what I mean? I hate cocaine. I hate that stuff. I hate this. But that wasn't the truth. That wasn't the truth. See, I wasn't being honest with myself about myself, and I wondered why I kept having this battle back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Why did I keep having this battle with that? Well, it was because I wasn't being honest with myself about how I really felt and thought about the drug. The truth of the matter is that I loved it. The fact of the matter is that I hated what it did. I hated the after effect. I hated the part about the money being gone. I hated the part about the physical things that it would do, and about the relationships that it would destroy. See, I hated that part of it. But the part itself about the use, the initial contact with the drug, as soon as man, it was euphoric. I loved it. I loved it. So then, being honest with myself about myself, I had to say, hey, wait a minute. Now, I love what it does when I snort that line of coke. Man, I love that feeling. But I hate the relationships that it destroyed. I hate that my money is gone. I hate that it's been 3 days later and I'm still here doing that. I hated all of that. I detested it. I hated it with a passion. It was embarrassing. It was degrading. I would look at myself in the mirror and say, man, what are you doing? You're better than this. So then I had to sit down and sort through all of that. It's like this love-hate relationship with things. And I said, well, what do I do with that? What do I do with that? Yeah, you know, so you hear guys say all the time, man, I'm in love with a girl that I hate. What do you do with that? How are you in love with somebody that you hate? That's kind of crazy. You know, you just can't leave her alone. You love her, but you hate her. Or a woman will tell you, I'm in love with a man I hate. Oh, I can't stand him. I cannot stand him. Oh, he makes me sick. Ugh! But I just love him. I just love him. So and notice that in any type of relationship like that, Whether your relationship is with another human being and it's a love-hate thing, or if it's with a drug and it's a love-hate thing, or if it's with another type of situation, it's a love-hate thing, guess what? Those relationships always pound on you. Physically, emotionally, mentally, financially. They destroy your life. You know why? Oil and water can't exist in the same plane. They'll always separate, and you're trying to blend them together. That's what it is. We're talking about being honest with yourself about yourself. If you look at oil and water, this demonstration that we do all the time, we take a container and we fill it up half with water and half with oil. And I always give the container to somebody and I says, here, I want you to blend those together. So they'll take it and they'll shake it and they'll shake it and they'll shake it and they'll say, so keep shaking. Keep shaking. And they'll shake it and they'll shake it and they'll shake it and shake it and shake it. And they'll keep shaking it and keep shaking it. And once you shake it up long enough, the clear water and the yellowish oil will blend together and make this kind of foggy, goopy type of mix that appears, it has the appearance of being mixed. But it really isn't. All it is that the water, the beads have broken down so small between the goops of oil that it makes this yellowish concoction that you can't see through at all. All right? And people think that that's mixed. Oh, so you think you've blended. You've blended what you love with what you hate and created something, huh? That you think, okay, just set it down for a minute. And as soon as you set it down, every time what you see is the water begins to come back together and the oil comes back together. You know why? Because they never truly mixed. They never mixed. What you love and what you hate can never exist in the same plane inside of you, inside of your heart. It will never mix. And that's what we keep on trying to do. So now, and you know, I'm tell you why people do that. They do that because they don't want to do what they have to do in order for them to be okay. And that's make some hard decisions about some stuff. I had to make some decisions about the use of drugs. I had to make some decisions about it. It was a love-hate relationship that was going on. So I had to make a decision about that. In order for you to make an intelligent decision, do you know the first thing that you have to do? You have to gather all of the facts. You need all of the facts. You have to have all of the facts before you can make an intelligent decision. So I had to gather the facts. What were the facts involved in this? The only thing that I loved about the use of drugs was, man, when you snort that line of that cocaine right there, man, that initial feeling. Woohoo! Loved it, right? Hated everything else. What did I hate about it? Well, okay, let me look who's involved in this picture here. Family, friends, you know, events, stuff that I used. This is stuff I love. This is stuff I love and people that I love. So now, when I looked at it, and wait, listen, what I loved outweighed that, what I loved the feeling from, leaps and bounds. So then I had to make a decision about, well, what's most important to me? Well, absolutely, it's my family and my physical health. Those things were more important to me. You know, my religious life, my belief in God, the things that I do and the helping people and whatnot, that was so much more important to me than this. So then I had to peel back another layer and say, well, man, you know what? I was sacrificing all of those things just because I like that. You know what? That's selfish, man. And I had to admit to myself, you know what? I'm being selfish. I'm being selfish by putting this thing in front of all of those things, willing to jeopardize this for that. And so it was a tough thing, but I had to be honest with myself about myself. And once I was able to get that out of my life, and God just began to bless me tremendously. My relationships are wonderful. My relationship with my children and everything's beautiful. You know, I'm blessed to have a thriving business, you know, and great friends and great people around me. Listen, this is what you need to do, folks. And I usually don't tell anybody, hey, this is what you should do and this is what you need to do. I would suggest this to you strongly. Be honest with yourself about yourself. Spend some time talking with yourself, with your heart, and really start to lay out and get all of the facts together. Get all of the facts before you make any decision. Get all of the facts and see why it is and see what it is about those destructive things in your life that you really don't want in your life because of the carnage that they cause in your life. Get those things and look at them and see what it is. Make you a list of why do I like this or why do I do this? What does it do for me when I do these things? What does it do for me? And then what is it costing me? What is it costing me to have to sacrifice? What am I losing because of this? Make those two lists down. That's your homework. Write those things down. Write what they're doing for you. And write what they're taking from you and what you have to sacrifice and what you have sacrificed, what it has cost you over the years. Get all of your facts together and your decision will not be difficult. But please, you have to be willing to be honest with yourself about yourself, because I was being selfish, but I'm not a selfish person. That is not the sum total of who I am. And guess what? You are not the sum total of the mistakes that you have made, and you can change. Thank you for joining me today. We'll be back tomorrow, and we'll have some more great information with you. God bless you. Stay safe. Remember, sanitize. Put those masks on if you have to go out in public, and just believe in yourself. God bless you. We'll see you next time.